Hey guys, so there's a lot more updates today in crypto. So I'm going to update y'all what's happened today and actually some of the assets that are on FTX's balance sheet and some updates as far as employees being on the run. So go ahead and stay tuned. A lot of good stuff in here. So first of all, FTX has filed for bankruptcy. That was something that was announced about 5 to 6 hours ago. And Sam actually posted a tweet earlier today where he said, "Hi all. Today I filed FTX, FTX US, and Alameda for voluntary Chapter 11 proceedings in the US. I'm really sorry again that we ended up here. Hopefully things can find a way to recover. Hopefully this can bring some amount of transparency, trust, and governance to them. Ultimately, hopefully it can be better for customers." He says it doesn't necessarily mean the end for companies or their ability to provide value and it consistent with other routes. Ultimately, I'm optimistic that Mr. Ray and others can help provide whatever is best. I'm going to work on giving clarity on where things are in terms of user recovery ASAP. I'm piecing together all the details, but was shocked to see it unravel the way it did earlier this week. I will soon write up a more complete post on play-by-play, but want to make sure that I get it right when I do. So yeah, obviously he's trying to save face, but no one is, taking what he's giving. And FTX US was allowing withdrawals. Now I think everything is halted. So again, even FTX US, which was thought to be safer than FTX International, now is shown, it's kind of in the groupings with everything else right now. Next, here's actual filing for FTX when they filed. And just the first paragraph here, it basically says that they filed along with 130 additional affiliated companies have commenced voluntary proceedings under Chapter 11 of the United States Bankruptcy Code in the District of Delaware in order to begin an orderly process to review and monetize assets for the benefit of all global stakeholders. So again, crazy. The 130 companies, Blockworks actually posted about them. It's all, again, Alameda. There's Blockfolio Inc. in there, Blue Ridge, BT Payment Systems, Cardinal Bay. I mean, again, all of these different companies, and you can pause the video if you want to, read these a little bit closer, but you can see all these companies and hell, even Ledger Holdings, a lot of different companies are being affected by this. And I don't even think this is going to be the full summary. I think there's going to be a cascade effect with different exchanges. Why I've told everyone to get money off exchanges, because you never want to keep it on there, especially as a sensitive time as this. So get it to MetaMask, get it to cold storage, etc. Just get it off exchanges. Now, a couple things. What does this mean for you? What does this mean going forward? Well, one of the things Crypto ISO was saying is sell pressure contained to Alameda just went away, so it's locked up now. So that means, again, all that volume, all the liquidity going on in Alameda, it is now frozen. It is not going to be affecting the markets. So short term, again, that means liquidity is dried up. Now, long term, that's going to mean there's less manipulation in the books, okay? You're not going to see those wide swings going on, because FTX was, again, trying to outtrade their customers. So that's something that's going to be a positive in the long term. But again, short term, thin books right now, and there's a lot of swings, as you can even see on the minute chart with ETH. We had the huge drop when the news happened and then bounce up, nearly 10% move. Same with Solana. So again, a lot of whipsaw action going on. I would not try to trade this right now. Next, Fubar says, look like BlockFi is completely dead. Internal Slack deactivated. People tell me they stored almost all customer deposits on FTX. So again, that is something that's, like I said, a cascade effect. All these different companies who had investments in FTX are now going, insolvent basically. So please be careful and withdraw where you can on the exchanges. Next, there's been some movement. Supposedly, this hasn't been verified, but over 600 million worth of BTC and ETH moved into exchanges for sale in the last 30 minutes, including large amounts of ancient BTC being moved, BTC not being touched for over a decade. So I don't know the validity, how valid this is, but I want to say that if this is true, there could be some sell pressure in the future. Again, stay on the sidelines, stay in stables, USDC, BUSD are my recommendations. Again, not financial advice, but just something to keep in mind there. And then as far as the balances and the debt on FTX, so you can see here by Tree of Alpha, he posted this. This is a summary, again, not completely verified, but you can see a lot of the liquidity here. Robinhood, Ledger Prime, semi-liquid. They announced Serum, Solana, Maps, Oxygen. Again, all these tokens that were super illiquid, they said semi-liquid, right? And they had millions in these things. And then illiquid, they had they basically had a Trump to lose token, 7.5 million in that, and then a couple others, VC books, etc. Again, so that amounted to that 9.4 billion. Now, there's going to be more details on exactly what this comprises of, but this is more or less the summary of everything. So a lot of their tokens, and then again, in a couple exchanges on there. Now, Next, there's also a good thing here by Rainbow Runner. He posted basically the rippling effect of FTX going down, and again, all of the partners and venture capitalist firms that are affected as well. You can see Coinbase Ventures is even on there, Multicoin Capital, obviously, Sino Global Capital. So again, a lot of extra things that you see the holding company from FTX, all the investors, right? So again, you can pause the video, take a look at all these, but that tells you a lot more people are affected. And then also when FTX was basically they had a box to tick when they were filing the bankruptcy, and there was one that said 10 to 50 billion, and they had to check that. So that tells you, losses are likely greater than 10 billion. Now, it doesn't mean, it's 15, 20 billion. It just, there was a box that had 10 to 50 billion. So that's why people are thinking, oh, it's as high as 50 billion. No, it's just a checkbox. It's not actually 50 billion, but hey, it wouldn't even surprise me at this point if it comes out to be 50 billion. Now, CZ Binance was tweeting out some things to this, and he says, FTX aside, avoid businesses, exchanges, projects that are not profitable, survive by selling their own tokens, give high incentives for locking your tokens, have a large total supply but only a small circulating supply, involves loans, stay safe. So again, taking a dig at FTX, but other exchanges that basically are saying, hey, if they have all of these tick boxes here, likely there's some shady stuff going on or they're over leveraged. So definitely be careful with that. And, there was a lot of misinformation going on about Binance early on. And you can see here it was all FUD, and they do have their actual assets to back up what they say. But again, always be careful around exchanges. And then last but not least, so there's confirmed, this was not even 40 minutes ago, that scores of Alameda FTX employees at the Bahamas airport trying to find tickets out of the country. So that tells you they're already on the run. They're trying to get out of the Bahamas because, again, my last video I mentioned that Bahamas was actually one of the places where people could withdraw to, and if they had a KYC account there, that they basically could withdraw their funds out of. So, and then apparently a lot of employees were there as well. Now they're trying to get out and trying to escape, but who knows if they're going to. Again, there's over $10 billion of debt, and a lot of people have lost money on this, so I seriously doubt they will. Now, lastly, what this means for you for the bankruptcy filing here. Well, what it basically means is right now they're going to take a whole, the government's basically going to go and try to nitpick what exactly they can recover. Again, does this mean everyone's funds is going to be recovered? No. It maybe mean you may get 10 cents on the dollar after they try to liquidate all of the available assets that FTX and Alameda have. Okay, it doesn't mean they'll necessarily get everything, but something is better than nothing at this point. As far as Justin Sun and what's going on with the Tron thing, where people who had Tron or his tokens were able to withdraw from FTX, I don't know what's going on with that deal. Pretty sure that's dead in the water because they filed for bankruptcy already. But again, gonna have to see what happens with that. And then also, there's been a lot of email scams coming up where people try to, say, hey, we hold your assets in your account. If you don't verify it, then you're going to be, your assets are going to be disappeared. So please don't fall for a lot of these emails. Again, some of these are legitimate, but some are still scams. So I wanted to bring that up as well for people because everyone is in a low point right now. So please don't fall for any scams. Everyone's trying to get money where they can. So if this video helped you out, please give it a like. Please comment if y'all have any questions, and please subscribe if you haven't. Again, I try to provide the most up-to-date information to y'all as accurate as possible. And I appreciate all my subscribers and everyone watching. Thank you so much. Until next time.